So you get the land card, you play the land card, you tap the land card for a mana, which goes into your mana pool, which you then spend on a creature, which you cast on your turn, but it can't attack this turn, but it can attack next turn. So next turn you attack with it, then your opponent gets to block, but tapped creatures can't block, so be careful about attacking. Then the creatures deal damage, unless it has First Strike, in which you create an extra combat phase at the beginning, and then if your opponent's life total is 0, they lose the game.
That made absolutely no sense.
I want to give you a framework for understanding how the rules of Magic could have come about. But this is, in theory, one way that someone could have developed the rules as we currently see them. Rules in a game are not spontaneously constructed. They have a purpose and can be innovated on to create new and exciting experiences. I'll start by giving you a baseline for the game, and then we'll look at that, we'll see a problem with that, we will then innovate on that to create a new rule set, and then we'll repeat that until we are satisfied with our rules. Magic the Gathering is a card game, so our baseline will be you get to play one card per turn. I play a card, I end my turn, goes to my opponent's turn, they play a card, and then we repeat. And you could build a simple game with that. There's probably a lot you could do. But if you want to do more with that, you want to add in some variance. What do I mean by variance? By variance, I mean that games will be slightly different. There are more options, more strategies. And one easy way to add in variance is to have different power levels of cards. Now, what do I mean by power level? By power level, I mean one card will beat another card, or it will be worth more cards. The more powerful card will be more desirable. You'd rather play that one, and it will do a lot more to helping you win a game than a weaker card. Now that we have the powerful and weak cards, how do you decide what you get to play on a turn? Because the purpose of variance is defeated if players can just play the most powerful card on their turn. So we need a different system to determine what you can play on your turn. That way, players won't just be playing the most powerful card always. This is where the mana system in Magic comes in. The mana system, how it works, is that you can only play one land card per turn. The more lands you can play, the more powerful card you can play. So early in the game, you get to play weak cards, and later in the game you get to play stronger and more powerful cards. Each card will now need an indicator that tells you how many lands are in play before you can play this card. That indicator is known as a mana cost. Now, you might be wondering, won't everyone just play all the best cards, and then what's the purpose of the lands? The answer to that is no. People will not play just the most powerful cards. And the reason they won't play the most powerful cards is that in order to play the most powerful cards, you have to spend a lot of time just playing lands and not playing anything. So by the time you get a lot of lands, you'll have a few powerful cards left in your hand. And that time when you're not playing any lands, not doing anything at all, your opponent, they could capitalize on that advantage. They could be playing a lot of weaker cards, but they might still win that game because they were able to play a lot of cards early and get more value out of them by having them be in play longer than your cards. So, in conclusion, Magic the Gathering is a complex game whose rules can be understood as many innovations on a baseline that result in a fun game. Thanks for watching. Black Lives Matter. Happy Pride Month. Vote and stay safe out there.